All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol NAKD, Naked Brand Group. And before we jump into the stock, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back. And let's jump into this chart. So, Naked Brand Group stock has actually been in a sideways movement. Obviously, it had a slight spike, trying to recover. Then it started to fall. And here we are spiking up again and slightly falling, and now there's like a slight uptick. So it's a slight recovery here where it's fighting to stay above the 50-day moving average. But when I look at it in a broader perspective and a broader outlook of all of this, you could see that it's going in this direction, right? Every time it bounces down, bounces back up, bounces down, bounces back up, bounces back down, bounces back up. And now the question is, will the next bounce be in a downward direction, or have the bulls created some momentum? So let's go ahead and look at some of the important points here for tomorrow. I want us to keep these numbers in mind as I play this out. So let's look at it very closely. Now, in the near term, we're going to kind of narrow this down. We all know that the highest point, if you've seen my videos before, or if you're an investor and you don't recall this, the highest point was basically 33 cents. But it shows here, to be exact, 32.92. So 32.92 is the highest point reached. If you want to round it up to 33 cents, you can. That's the point that needs to be broken through in the near term or in the long term in the next coming days or weeks to hit newer highs and have a continuing bullish run. Now, the lowest point in the bearish run and the lowest point seen was 16.08. If you want to round that down to get it to a whole number, it's 16 cents. Now, that is a very important number if the volatility continues to take this down to newer lows. This has done a really good job at staying above the 18-cent mark and pushing itself up. So there's some support here that has formed, and we're seeing a slight consolidation, but I wouldn't call it that because it's fighting really hard to stay up. But every time there's a support formed slightly here at this point, you could see that support from the previous days was actually pretty close to these numbers. It got close to that number, and anytime it slightly broke through it, it brought itself back up, broke through it, brought itself back up, and continued to fall, broke through it, and then it started to bring itself back up. So we're not that far from the 18-cent mark, and it's been used as support throughout the process. Now, the highest point reached in the slight recovery before it continues to fall is up here at about 25.95. To round that up, 26 cents. That is the most important resistance level right now in the near term before getting to the next point of 32 cents and some change. Now, what is the important resistance level and supports for tomorrow? That's what we're going to look at here based off the last couple hours of the day and what we want to look for that is important as this continues to play out. So let's get these numbers to the T here so that we can keep them in mind and pay close attention to them. So the 50-day moving average is super important. It's 1934. See if I can land on it. There we go. We're slightly above that right now with the price at 1941. If this is above the 50-day moving average, we're in bullish territory. And the moment we're below it, we're in bearish territory. Now, the bulls have a long way to go to actually say, oh, we're in bullish territory. They have to break through resistance, pull away from it, and start hitting newer highs and get further away from the 50-day moving average to get itself up to that point of saying, okay, the bulls are starting to get control of the chart. This is a tug of war zone right now, and the bulls are fighting to bring this back, and the bears are continuing to tear them down. That's what we need to look for here, because every single time that the bulls broke through the 50-day moving average, bears tore them down. Broke through the 50-day moving average, bears tore them down. And that's my question from earlier. Is this going to do the same effect, or have the bulls created a momentum to go up? So let's look at the points that we want to know about. The first thing is support. Support is 1802. If this gets broken through, two things have been accomplished by the bulls and the bears, and they broke through the 50-day moving average. They broke through support, and they got deeper into bearish territory. So they did those two things. They broke through the 50-day moving average that gets them into bearish territory, and they broke through support, getting them deeper into bearish territory, pulling further away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction. So I do want to emphasize that if this gets broken through, pay very close attention to the reaction of the stock, how is it behaving, and who is dominating the chart. Now, on the other hand, we have what the bulls want, and the bulls want to break through this point, and if they do, it does not signify that they've completely won control over the chart, but they certainly are gaining leverage and getting deeper into bullish territory. And this point of reference here is our resistance level, and that's 1995. If 1995 is broken through, turn into a support, and actually gets pulled away from in the upward direction, the bulls are pulling further away from the 50-day moving average and working their way up deeper into bullish territory, and they can start heading for the first resistance level that is very important up here, close to 23 cents, to start to reach newer highs and break through one of the significant resistance levels before getting to the next one, and then getting up to the highest points at the 33-cent range. But before getting to any of these, the first step is breaking through 1995, turn that into a support, and break away from it to reach newer highs. And I want to emphasize that the bulls need to break through that if they want to maintain themselves in bullish territory and start a momentum and continue this rally. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video, and in that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on scheduled dates. As you see here on the graph, these circles are the dates that the pumps have happened, and I use them as examples to show you guys how much the stocks have risen, and the S&P 500 index rose on those dates. And the reason why it's rising is due to the fact that the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets. On these dates, the charts and the dates speak for themselves, as we can see it here, and I break it down into more detail in the video. But just to summarize it, on these dates, the S&P 500 rises, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with it, anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it may not seem like a lot, but per share that does add up, and these individual ticker symbols are giving you back profits. These are profits, and like I always say, profits are profits. Whether it's $1 put into the market and you get back $2, you've put in an initial investment and you got back more than what you started with. That's what it's all about. And also in the video, I go into further detail showing you guys these dates and showing you how much it rose. Like, for example, this was one of the last pump dates, and the lowest point that it reached was down here at 35.11, and the highest point reached was 35.57. That's like a 40-point jump. And here we're seeing the same thing. It went down to 35.88, and it rose up to about, I'd say, let's see, this is all still in the same day. It rose up to about a total amount of 36.23. When you do the math, that's almost a 40 to 50 point jump, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with this. Now, I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just here to inform every single investor on the great news, on the opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. You have to do your due diligence and research, but these charts and the dates speak for themselves. I mean, this was probably one of the largest jumps that I've seen in the last couple of pumps, and it was down here at 33.02, and it rose up to about 33.88. That was an 80-point jump. There was probably ticker symbols rising up more than $3 per share on those dates. And even on these dates, there's individual ticker symbols rising more than $3 per share. Check it out, see for yourselves, and my best advice is look for ticker symbols that may be resembling the behavior of the S&P 500 index, and you'll be able to go ahead and give it a shot. Check it out. Again, I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm just here to go ahead and share the information along with every single viewer and investor. The video should be popping up soon. If you haven't seen it already, pop up. There is the link down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.